Episode 94 already? Doofy. With these videos, you're really spoiling us. Think nothing of it, my dear, for it is time to play Shiren, the Wanderer. Hello again, Wanderers. I totally meant to do that on purpose. Stop laughing at me, mammal. Well, as wood shields go, that's about as good as it gets, so better than nothing. And a crescent arm. Crescent arms are good for killing spiky bombs without having them blow up on you, so that would be a big help. This episode, I went ahead and watched yesterday's episode, and I realized that I needed to clarify something. So before I finish my brilliant jar women analogy list, I do want to make sure that I address this, mainly just for my own satisfaction. I kind of made fun of nice guys, quote unquote nice guys. Ooh, maybe there is a secret passageway here. A nice tip, you probably already know this, but if you run along the wall and there's a secret passageway, you will stop right next to where the passageway is. But I didn't want to do that just in case there was a trap. I would have stepped on the trap anyway. I don't know why I didn't. Hey. Yeah, last episode, I wasn't super clear about how the jar analogy differed from the quid pro quo idea that I was making fun of. So you might think, oh, Doofy, you're being a hypocrite. You said that relationships weren't quid pro quo. They weren't like, you know, oh, I will put in attention and emotional support and then you will give me sex. You know, put in something, get out something. But then you said that's what relationships were when you talked about jars. You're determining the flavor or the value by comparing what you put in to what you get out. And that's kind of a valid point. You know, I am objectifying women in a certain way when I make that comparison to jars. But there is a difference, so I want to kind of go over some of the more subtle differences between those two models of relationships. On the one hand, I am kind of getting poisoned a lot here. I'm really weak. For once, I actually need an antidote herb. Probably won't find one. I got a couple man smacks. I guess that could help me out in a jam. Let's see what this is. Aw. Well, might as well use it on the cursed herb. Hey! Alright. Come on, antidote herb. Ah, medicinal herb. But, yeah, on the one hand, people who completely objectify women, and we all do it to a certain extent, but people who completely do it and who are really selfish and view relationships as kind of an exchange of goods and services, they tend to view the other person as a jar, but they don't understand that it goes both ways. So when I make that comparison of women to jars, I understand that they are doing the same thing to me. They are an individual, so I am some kind of jar to them probably. And it's not just my desires that matter. You know, they have their own desires and feelings, and they might not correspond perfectly to mine. Another difference is, I would say on the one hand, quote unquote nice guys who are complaining, they tend to have unrealistic expectations. You know, they don't really take the time to do any careful observation. If a woman is just hot, I mean, that's all they need. Oh, she's hot, I'm gonna go for it. And if the woman doesn't want to sleep with them, they whine and completely devalue that relationship. And I think a genuine relationship, again, you don't really prejudge the jars in Shiren. It could be a valuable jar. You don't know just by looking at it. And so, it's not to say you immediately put your best stuff in every jar. That would be wrong too. That would be an unrealistic expectation, like expecting that every single jar you find is a strengthening jar. That would be akin to expecting every single woman you meet to be completely infatuated with you. But you respect the jar, you know? You take care of it. And if you find out that it's not actually a strengthening jar, that's okay. You know, it still could be useful to you. It still could be a helpful relationship. Alright, I'm gonna man-smack this guy. I do not want anything leveling up when I'm so weak. Ho! Did you see that? Did you see that? If I had not man-smacked that dead soldier, he could have leveled up the hidden eye, and that would have killed me. Or the dark eye, I'm sorry. So, smart move, Doofy. I always like it when I do something and then it seems to prevent a future death. Alright, I need the Blast Wave Scroll. Yeah, so don't prejudge based on appearance only. You should have some kind of deal breakers, but they should be based on something a little more beneath the surface. Not just like, oh, he's not hot. Well, I guess I'm not interested. I'm going to throw away every jar that's not a melting jar or strengthening jar. No, you need other jars too. What are some other differences? There's usually not much communication or honesty or contemplation when it comes to phony nice guys. They just they expect the woman to be psychic, you know, and they're not honest. You know, are you okay that we never fool around? Oh yeah, it's fine. I'm just happy just being your friend or whatever. Or they whine, or there's some way they're just not honest about their expectations, and they're coming from a place of insecurity and fear. That's why they're not honest. If you're confident, then you should be confident enough to tell someone when you feel like the relationship is not really working out. And I guess, what are some other differences? The basic difference is that I think phony nice guys are really selfish. They just assume that their value system is universal. And they don't understand that, hey, maybe in the, alright, got a couple holding jars. Just as I was talking about, not throwing away jars that aren't the one. And that's another thing. Sometimes you might find out that in a run, you don't really need the one to be successful. So you don't have to get obsessed with this one aspect. Just like guys that are like obsessed with sleeping with women. Like, oh, I must have sex with every woman I meet. No. Of course, some of them is nice. But some of them, you just hang out and be friends. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to bang every single woman you're attracted to. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, non-matching value systems. So in the value system of the phony nice guy, a little bit of attention and some emotional support, and immediately I step on a pitfall trap. That sucks. And just listening to them now and again and comforting them when they're upset, that equals sex somehow in their system of values. And that might not be a value system shared by the woman. Maybe in her mind you are just a holding jar, and she thinks that, hey, you know, you are providing emotional support and attention and you're being kind, and she's going to do the same to you. She's going to provide you emotional support and attention and comfort you if you ever came to her with any problems. In her mind, that is the equivalency. So don't just assume that wow, I am what the heck? What is this, Smash TV? This is Shiren the Wanderer. What? Another one! I'm getting mauled by crossbow boys. Alright, I swear to okay. I'm almost happy to see a Lilac. Man smack! And I can shoot an arrow. Hopefully I can one-hit it after this. Alright. Finally out of danger. Spoke too soon. So those are just some differences. I didn't want you to think that I was being a total hypocrite by saying that, oh, people who give something and then expect something in return are jerks. But guess what? You know, women are like jars, and in jars you give something and you get something in return. Yeah, there is some similarity. And I am, of course, oversimplifying when I compare storehouse jars to gold diggers. I mean, women all are interested in sex and physical appearance and how much money you make to a certain extent. I mean, one of those things does not overwhelm all the others for most women. Just like most guys are interested in physical appearance. I'm not saying that I don't pay attention to physical appearance or whether or not I'm sexually attracted to someone. Clearly that is important, but it's not the only thing. It's just something to be noted and included in a more complete picture of a human being. Human beings are very complicated. So, I don't know if I want to get to how other jars are like women. I'll save that for next episode. I'm trying to remember what this price is for the staff. It's pretty cheap. Oh, I don't have my price list in front of me. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been too long. But I do know this is a Bufu staff. I think I'm going to try to buy this Bufu staff because that will be a get out of jail free card. What do I have to sell though? Might as well price ID these jars. This is where the metaphor kind of falls apart because can't really price ID a woman. Yeah, and a lot of guys, they're basically assuming that all women behave like prostitutes, which is super insulting on the one hand, and maybe some women do, but don't generalize across all women, especially if the only women you meet are, in sketchy places like clubs where most women are really there for one reason. Everyone's there for one reason for the most part, or else they're just there to have a good time and you don't know what kind of woman you're gonna get. But you don't get a broad cross-section of humanity necessarily if you only go to clubs to meet women. Alright, I already got a melding jar. That's pretty sweet. Alright. Oh, this is another big difference. Notice how when I'm not sure about a jar, I'm not sure about a woman, I don't immediately put in my best stuff. I put in an arrow. I do a kind of an initial test to see, what is the reaction going to be? You got to be observant. You got to observe not only what women tell you, but also their body language and their actions. So a lot of guys just don't pay attention to what a woman's body language is actually saying. I'm not successful with every woman I approach, but for the most part, I can kind of tell if a woman is into me before I start talking to them, because I'm paying attention. Alright. Well, I haven't gotten to the jars that are actually super valuable, so those are the relationships we're actually looking for. I think I'll just sum up what I talked about as I try to get enough money. I'm so close. All I need to do is find a little bit more money or a couple more items on this floor, and I will have enough to buy that Bufu staff. I think I won't even eat that herb in case I have to sell it maybe. Oh yeah, I'm so close. I think I have enough now almost. Let me go ahead and summarize after I eat my rice ball. To summarize, phony nice guys, they come from a place of insecurity and fear. Oh, I am a little afraid right now. They have unrealistic expectations. They prejudge based on appearance. Oh no. I have no good items on the stairs with the Lilik. This sounds familiar. I think I'm going to save it for next episode again. Hopefully it goes better than last time. But yeah, phony nice guys do not respect the desires of other people in the relationship. They're not observant and honest. Do not be a phony nice guy. Be a respectful, genuine human being and you will go far. Like Doofy do, hopefully. Bye. Buy it, press it, hide it, hold it, watch it, drop it, wait, rename it, touch it, change it, lose it, love it, sell it, throw it, price ID it. You're ceramic. I'm ceramic.
Totally meant to do that on purpose.